Anyway.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, Lola.
Welcome back.
We're back. -1.
Yes, so if you have seen the stuff we posted on Instagram, you'll know that we had a bit of an update.
Yeah.
So we are now a twosome.
We are.
So Foya made the decision to leave the pod, focus on other things. We put together a reel and we put it on Instagram, and I feel like Foya explained really well in her own words. Like, she just wants to focus on other things, and she enjoyed her time on the pod. But new year, new her, new season.
I really like the role of her saying, shouldn't be afraid to take a step back and reevaluate things. Yeah, I thought it was really reflective.
Yeah, and it was so apt because it was a audio of her speaking on an episode that we had before. I can't remember what episode, but she was basically saying you shouldn't be afraid to fail. Try something. If it's not for you, if it doesn't work out, then that's also fine.
Yeah.
So I love that. For her. But we wish her all the best.
We do. Big up you. See you soon.
As a guest.
Yes, we'll see her soon as a guest.
Yeah.
She has not escaped us. Yeah.
She can never escape us. The group chat is still there.
It's true.
How have you been anyway?
Gosh, I feel like we haven't recorded in so long.
We haven't.
Where do I start? Yeah, so I had a birthday, turned another year older.
Mm-hmm.
You know
22.
me, basically. Yeah, turned 22. Went to Cape Verde for my birthday. Really nice, all inclusive, just drinking and watching Grey's Anatomy all day.
Are you up to date?
I'm on season 18.
I don't know. Is that the last season?
I'm not sure.
Pre or post COVID?
I just finished the COVID season.
Okay, there's one after that.
Yeah.
I'm up to date now.
Yeah, I think I'm giving up though.
Why? Because everyone's leaving.
This is going to sound so bad, but I looked everything up and it doesn't look like any main characters are dying anymore. So
who died during? Someone died.
DeLuca.
DeLuca died during COVID. Spoiler.
Yes. Yeah, but apparently DeLuca's the last one to croak it. So
it's literally
I like the drama.
I
like the drama.
It's one season.
I need the drama.
That's very toxic. Oh my God, what else have you been up to? It's been December, January. So 2.5 months since we've been in the studio.
Yeah.
That's a travesty.
It's a long time. I travelled for the first time for work.
Okay.
Went to Dublin. So
Lovely.
I'm fine.
I feel like you travelled for the first, second, third, fourth time. I feel like you're
it was
done a couple trips.
It was my first time for work, but I went to Cape Verde and then I went to Greece and then I went away for work. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I'm really trying to still work out the working mum thing. So it was just a bit weird leaving him for work.
And you had to I guess you away overnight.
Yeah, I went away. I landed on Sunday and I came back on Thursday evening.
Oh wow.
So I didn't see him till Friday.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did he feel about it? Did he realize?
How did he feel?
Did he realize you're gone?
I think he knew I was gone, but I think he was with his dad,
Yeah,
so he's just whatever,
You're back.
Yeah, I'll FaceTime him. I'll be like, hi, and he'll just walk away to play with a toy or whatever. But yeah, so I'm just trying to work that out. Been at my job 5 months now, so that's been interesting as well. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting busier now.
You're starting to pick up.
Yeah,
now that everyone knows what you do. Basically, that's
what
happens, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think that's it. What else am I supposed to say?
What's it I guess for this episode, we want to talk a little bit about our goals and stuff for the new year.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I took December off, and it was so good. And then January has been a slap in the face, work, you gotta work. And now I'm just I feel like when I hit February, it's only now that I'm starting to get into the swing of things. And I was saying before, I'm Nigerian, so I can say Happy New Year in March. So for me, it's I basically celebrated my New Year with the Chinese.
Yeah, you can say Happy New Year in June, Happy New Year. But I've seen you though.
Yeah, but I mean to the
Happy
pod
New Year, it's true.
Our viewers, our listeners, I've missed being here as well.
Yeah,
Like
same.
this year, when I was thinking about goals and things I wanted to achieve, like the podcast was very much like involved. Like I had goals, like, you know, we've got things that we want to achieve for work but also for the podcast, and like I just missed the interaction. Also, shout out everybody who messaged us and was stepping on our necks
For
about
real. When
we're
you coming back?
We're here, yeah, we're here.
We made it. Literally.
But I love it though.
Yeah, it's really nice when you see things like that and people are like, when are you back?
Yeah,
when are you recording? Yeah. We're back for your Fridays.
Apologies.
Yeah.
You, like, I mean, I don't know if I can definitively say, but I'd hope that we won't take such a big break next time.
No, yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, but it was nice as well.
It was cool, and to build like the excitement of like coming back. Like towards the end of last year, I think we were like, it was our first 9 months with the pod, and we were just kind of figuring out like how to build in. I think that's what we realized, we need to build in breaks for ourselves, not necessarily like, you know, for you guys listening, but for us, like maybe we record 2 episodes in a week so that we can have a week off, because like I think we were starting to feel it, and now it's like energy back.
I'm body popping if you're watching or listening on Spotify.
Well, hopefully,
oh yeah,
if everything goes to plan, ignore me if it doesn't. If everything goes to plan this week, this should be a video podcast on Spotify.
Woo, woo, woo.
So if you're on Spotify, unlock us. Unlock the screen. We're here.
Take us out your pocket.
Take out a pocket. Hey, we're here. Yeah, so hopefully, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of new stuff coming this year. Like, I'm super excited. What are you excited about?
What am I excited about? I'm just excited to get back into the groove of things and see what comes our way, HR wise, on different things to discuss, and personal goals as well in terms of career. And what else am I excited about? I'm just excited to be here, to be honest.
We should introduce ourselves.
We should reintroduce ourselves.
Yeah. So, hey everybody, my name's Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
My name is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is the Everybody Hates HR. Couldn't tell you what episode we're on because the break has been so long.
I want to say it's episode 33.
Okay.
Yeah. You get them receipts. I think it's episode 33. I feel like you guys will know more than we do, but yeah, this is episode 33.
Is it? I trust you.
I'm tentatively confident.
It is
very, very tentatively becoming more and more tentative.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Is it? Yes. Do you know what it is? It's because when we did our Spotify Wrapped, it said, I think it had like the wrong number of episodes. I was like, what? So I had to go back and check it. But basically, yeah, we did like 32 episodes last year. It's amazing. Like,
that's amazing.
I'm super, super, super proud. Like when I look back at like what we achieved, like in our first 9 months, I just think it's amazing. Like, it's just, yeah, it's really, really, really cool. We ended up in like top 5 most engaged.
Yeah.
Podcast. We had been at number 5 in the business podcast chart.
Yeah. Thanks, Audrey.
Yeah, that was Audrey pushed us up there. And then also, I love Spotify because it gives you like your viewer analytics and stuff. And I think it was telling us who our viewers listen to, and one of the top ones was Beyonce.
Who got tickets?
Did you get tickets?
Of course I got tickets.
Anyway.
Shout out Emma on the tickets. I tried, when I would log on to Ticketmaster and I would see there's 300,000 people in front of me, the way my heart would just drop. I didn't sleep properly at night.
Did you get the tickets, or someone got tickets?
My friend Emma got the tickets.
Emma's a real one.
Because, yeah. But, like, that was really stressful.
I didn't even try. I'm going to be honest, because I do really like Beyonce, but I was just like, is it like a life's dream of mine to go and see her? No.
Do you know what? I've seen Beyonce numerous times before, but I feel like this might be her last tour for a really long time.
I say that.
I do think so.
Why?
Because she's doing so many dates, and it just feels really big. And she's
I feel like if it was her last tour, she would say it was her last tour and collect those coins. You know, people are like, oh, why Beyonce? One thing about Beyonce, she's gonna collect her money and she doesn't actually care.
That's true.
But everyone's like, why are her tickets so expensive? Obviously, she doesn't have complete control over how much tickets go for. It's a bit supply and demand and the venues and stuff like that. But everyone's like, oh, doesn't Beyonce care about her fans? Doesn't she care that we're like, we're spending so much money, we can't afford it? The answer is no. She doesn't care.
No. But I think her tickets were kind of reasonable, you know. It's
for someone of her
yeah,
level,
yeah. I feel obviously the Club Renaissance ones and the Beehive Pit ones. One of my friends got the ones that are like 1,000 something. And I could never. Yeah, she's nuts. But I think, yeah.
No, people got Beyonce Monzo pots.
I saw like they'd been saving for a while and all of that stuff. But yeah, you know, we got Beyonce listeners, Renaissance, Ida. If you see me, say hi.
I can't even remember who else everyone was listening to. But yeah, basically, shout out to you guys because I really love the listeners.
When I hear Heated live, no one should look in my direction.
Anyway, I hope you have fun. All you people that are going. No, I don't mind. I don't mind people that are real diehard Beyonce fans. Like I hope they got tickets. I know most of them actually didn't, but
yeah, that was a fight. My friends, some of them are going to Scotland because they couldn't get London tickets.
Like Sunderland? People are going to Sunderland?
Yeah. And have you seen the hotel prices in all these places?
I saw someone post one for Cardiff. It was like
10K.
I just don't understand. Like, what do they think they're doing?
Exploiting people.
It's really bad.
Yeah, they're just exploiting people. But yeah, what are you excited for?
I'm excited to just grow my business because I messaged you today. Like I did a pitch for a new client and I wrote all the clients that I had worked with last year. And last year I did kind of a combination of day rates and actual like freelance HR work like via my company. And outside of like the stuff I did for day rate, I had like 9 clients. And I was like, I got 9 reputable businesses. Thank you. I got 9 reputable businesses to like buy services from me. And like most of them are like repeat buyers. And I love that. Like I've been able to like work with other people, like bring other people in. So if I don't have like capacity, I can like get other people in. And like most of the people I've got have been like Black women. And again, that's like a joy to even be able to like support other Black women. So yeah, I'm just really excited about that. Like I finally feel like I'm just not lying. You know, like before it's like, oh yeah, I can do this, and it's like I can do it, but maybe it's just not as proven. So yeah, now that's what I'm excited about, just building that, seeing where it goes, hiring people, and then I'm not necessarily looking for the admin that comes with that in terms of like finding an office space and stuff like that. But yeah, like hiring other HR.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I know. I'm gassed. Like I can't wait. And then, as I said before, like with the podcast, I'm really looking forward to everything. Like I'm looking forward to recording, which we're doing now, obviously, but also like learning new things. Like, you know, even how we like put the podcast together. Oh, we're in the same space, but it's a bit different. We didn't even mention it. You probably noticed.
Yeah.
But like, you know, just changing like small things about the podcast and building on the lessons that we learned last year, and ideally working with some brands, which I think
securing the bag.
Yeah. Securing the bag. Like I wanted to feel.
Recommend us. You know, if you've got people you know, connects. Like word of mouth is so powerful. So if you love the pod, just tell people you love the pod.
In fact, this is the perfect time to plug. On both Spotify and Apple Music, we have, I think on Spotify, we have a 4.9 from like 60 reviews, which is pretty good. So if you're listening on Spotify or you're listening on Apple Music or on YouTube, like just thumbs us up, rate us. I mean, ideally 5 stars, but whatever you feel we deserve, because it helps like us to kind of raise our profile and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we should talk about what's been going on in the world. What's been going on in the world? There's been a lot going on in the world. There's been strikes.
Everybody is striking, and I fully support everybody is striking.
Yeah. Rihanna's on her 2nd pregnancy.
Rihanna bowl. What do they call it? Fenty bowl.
Fenty bowl. Yeah.
I love that we're speaking about strikes and Rihanna, but it's fine.
I mean, it's what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
So we've had strikes. We are in a really... I feel like every time we speak on the pod, we talk about cost of living. But
there's nothing else to talk about. Like, it's literally like... is the cost of living is on our necks, like it's stepping on us.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's really stretched. So I was reading about something called mental health recession in workplaces, where like basically the cost of living just has people really, 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 really stressed and burning out quicker than usual because they're just struggling to make ends meet. Like a salary that, you know, could at least pay their bills, they're now struggling with that same salary to pay their bills. Which is crazy. And then what else has been going on, Lola?
There's still redundancies happening.
I know.
It's like, I thought it was kind of predominantly over with, but like every time I log into LinkedIn, there's like more. And I feel like since the first wave has pretty much done, and like now companies, I feel like they're not even being as apologetic about it. They're like, well, everyone else is doing it, so...
You're in recruitment. Let's say you're not happy in your job or you're looking for another opportunity. Do you think this is a good time to look for a new job?
It depends on what you do, and it depends on the kind of business that you're going to go to. I definitely think that certain businesses, certain businesses won't... It's so unlikely that they will do recessions, do redundancies like banks, professional service firms, just because from a brand perspective and client trust, and you know, they have to maintain the image of stability. So I think if you're going to move to that kind of organization, it's as good a time as any, because there still is like resource constraints there, right? So they still need like good people. But I think, you know, things are very uncertain. So when we're talking about like startups and scale ups and stuff, I wouldn't feel as confident about it. Like especially tech businesses are really going through it.
They are being dragged.
Yeah, they're mate. Like who was the last big one to do it? Was it Google?
Yeah.
Google did one since we haven't spoken about it because it was a while we were on break. But how many people? 20,000?
It was a lot. I think
it was 20,000.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. The TikToks were killing me though.
Oh my God. The girl was like, follow me on Day in My Life of the Business as I get laid off.
Yeah, literally. I go down the slide in the HQ office. Like the TikToks was so crazy.
But why do they keep doing it in those ways where you just wake up at 4 a.m. and you've been sacked? Like, why do they keep doing that?
I don't know.
It's so wicked.
I saw someone on Twitter actually. They tweeted they just got a job at Twitter, and literally like 22 hours later, they said they lost their job via email.
That was a recession. They said that he had broken some.
Oh really? In less than 24 hours at being at a workplace.
That tweet.
What, to say he's at Twitter?
I don't know, but it was very positive. I don't know.
I don't think so, because everyone at Twitter, if you work there, you are automatically verified. So I feel like they encourage you to...
So you're automatically verified? Then when you leave, did they unverify you?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, quickly go get a job at Twitter.
Get verified.
An interview. What do you think of Elon Musk? I think he's a visionary.
I think he's amazing.
I just want to be in the office 5 days a week, and people just don't want to work anymore. Getting to my Kim K back.
The whole 5 day a week thing as well. Like every time I get up, get my son ready for nursery, I'm like, people used to do this
every
5 days a week.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it, you know.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I just couldn't. Like, I just don't have the stamina for it anymore. Like and it's very unnecessary. That's the thing that I think makes it worse. Like, if I knew I was doing something for a particular reason, but it's highly unnecessary for me to be in the office looking in your eyes, or even looking in your eyes via Teams now. We're not even in the office on the same day. So I'm in the office and you're in the office and we're not doing the same thing.
Offices are encouraging people to come into the office to spend time with people, but when I go in, they're not there. And then when I don't go in, they're there.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So unless you're going to tell everyone come in on this day,
which I feel like I mind less when companies do that. When they say, oh, like, we're all coming in on a Monday, or this team is coming on a Tuesday, then, you know, if I'm going to come there, I'm actually going to see people. I'm going to talk to them. You might even book your meetings face to face on that specific day, or like you have a team meeting or something. But don't tell me to come into the office to spend time and we're all doing different days.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like some people I have not seen since, like, I can't even remember, because everyone just, I don't mind, to be fair, but you know, they're saying come in, they're encouraging you to come in.
I don't know what it is. I think companies worry that if everybody is like, if they give people a full choice, that people just won't come in.
100%.
And then you'll have like a remote workforce, but
what's wrong
they'll
with that?
come in when they need to come in.
Yeah, what's wrong with a remote?
Do you know what I mean? Or it's like, if you say you guys have freedom, but there's gonna be certain times where we tell you to come in and you have to come in, that's fine. Like, I don't understand, like, the coming in to sit on Zoom is so stupid.
That's the worst, like just sitting in a room all day looking at a screen. Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah. I prefer to go in anyway when I don't have meetings, but I know people are around.
Yeah, there's certain types of, it's like if I have a lot of concentrated stuff to do, like even for my clients and stuff, because sometimes I sit with them, like I'll just be at home. But if it's like to do certain meetings, and certain people especially in certain environments, they won't engage with you unless they've seen you, they've met you face to face.
That's true.
Like, I don't want to be sending information requests or trying to manage some sort of HR project and then you're ignoring me. But once you've met me, you're less likely to ignore me.
Yeah, because you've got that rapport.
It does do something from a relationship building.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah,
but
it makes a difference.
For no reason, absolutely not.
Yeah, it makes a difference. Like even me going to Dublin for work, it was nice to actually see people who I work with all the time. Yeah, on Zoom, but hadn't met. Like one of them is really tall. I had no idea. She looks tiny on screen, and then she stood up to say hi to me.
How tall?
She must be like 5'9", 5'10".
That's quite tall.
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting her to be tall. So I know it sounds random, but it's just things.
I had it.
Yeah, just things like that.
During COVID, I hired someone, and he was 6'3", but I didn't know. Like, he didn't look like a small person or anything, but I didn't think he was that tall. So when I met him for the first time, I was like, wow, like, you're very tall. That's like almost a foot taller than me.
Almost.
Velisa.
I'm the same.
This is a new year. I
didn't say it was a new me.
I'm 5'4". You didn't say it was a new me.
I didn't say it was a new me.
same old you.
Exactly.
I'm 5'4".
With shoes on.
No, without shoes. With shoes. Listen, I'm not for it. We're not gonna have this conversation. You're taller than me. I accept that. But I'm 5'4".
You're 5'4"?
I am.
Okay.
All right. Cool. When I go to the doctor next anyway, I'll get him to measure me.
Believe in yourself.
I get it. I've got tall. I always say I have tall person energy.
You do.
I've got, like, people just think, oh, they think I'm taller than I am, because I've got the aura of a tall person.
I'm not even going to say what I call small people with the energy.
Discriminatory.
A little bit. I won't say it. It's fine. Let's move on.
Discriminated against me.
A little bit.
Okay, that's fine. It's not a protected characteristic yet.
It should be, though.
It shouldn't be.
You don't think height should be a protected characteristic?
No.
I think it should be.
Are you joking?
Yeah.
When is being small stop you? No, I think if you're like very small, like if you have like, is it dwarfism? That's different, because that actually I think comes under like this. Is it? Ability difference. But if you're literally just small, that is not a protected characteristic, and also it might work in your favor sometimes. For women, I feel like that's all right. Like, people are not, like, they just make assumptions about you're very unassuming, you're blah blah blah. It's mainly if you're a man, and I feel like in the workplace, being a small man doesn't really go against you.
Do you think so?
No, I don't think so. I feel like in professional environments, it doesn't go against you, and that's the environment where you can really succeed.
It's true.
As a small man, because in social environments, that's where it comes against you. In a professional environment, you see loads of like teeny tiny directors.
You do. Do you know, one of my old CEOs was so tiny.
I don't want to say what I want to say. I'm gonna say anyway.
Go on.
I feel like they know that they have to get to the top when you're a small man.
I 100%. Let me not say 100% agree. I hear what you're saying,
and I'm with you. No, you have to. If you're like, this is not my view. This is not my toxic view.
But do you think it's the same
toxic
as
view of society?
But do you think it's the same for women then?
No.
Like trying to get to the top because they're a woman, so they feel like they have to like.
No. Basically, I'm talking about, okay, so socially, as a man, obviously, like, you get less props if you're small. But obviously, one way to get a lot of props as a man is to have money.
100%.
Like, I'm not the one that, this is society, not me, innit? I don't agree with these, this kind of things. I'm very...
So you would be with a man the same height as you?
I'm happy in a relationship. I don't see other men. I don't see other men.
Because they're not at your level.
I'm an equal opportunities dater generally. If I was dating, but obviously I'm not, so I have to answer that question. Period. But in socially, it doesn't work in your favor. So you either have to, as a small man, this is very off topic, but you have to go to the gym, or you have to be very successful in your career. That's how society, not me personally, society. That's what society says.
That's fair. That's moving on. The strikes, do you know what? I'm really, really proud of RMT.
Do you know what? Yeah, the spokespeople that the unions are putting out,
honestly,
they're just like, they're on next. People, they get asked questions, and then the way they answer the question, you never want to ask anybody a question again. And I love it. What's that guy's name?
Who?
And he's got like Mick something.
Lynch.
Mick Lynch, is that his name? Yeah, you do that. But and then the woman who doesn't actually work for a union, the Asian woman, I can't remember what her name is. She doesn't actually work for a union, but she does. I need to find out what her name is, but she's awesome as well. I think it's Mick Lynch. But
yeah, it is Mick Lynch. Yeah.
So he's really good, and I feel like
he's amazing.
We're getting better at holding like people to account, and they're really trying to guilt trip everybody. Like Suella Braverman, she released some video, but did you see it? The one that she released via the Home Office, social media.
I did.
It was so bad. Like, she was saying it wasn't even about strikes, it was about protests, but I kind of put them, a strike is a type of protest, right? Yeah. But she was basically saying that people who go out and protest, which some of the teachers and stuff did, they're so selfish, and it takes, thousands or millions of pounds of police officers' time.
Can you imagine?
And money to stop them. They're so selfish. They could just sit at home. They're wasting public money, all of this stuff. And I'm just like, you literally cannot even protest anymore. So we can't protest. There's this new law. I haven't even read into it enough because I just know that it'll make me angry, and so it's not there yet. The one about if you strike, your employer can fire you. Mm-hmm. So you can't strike. You can't protest. Like, what? Literally, they're saying be angry and silent. Yeah.
They just want to put everybody in a box.
And it's infuriating. It's like, how
scary.
Is it? Yeah, it's very scary to be like, so people, I need to actually read up on it, because I'm just like, I don't understand how they're going to get to a place where you can fire someone for striking. That is literally the whole point of all the protections around, isn't it is it protected if you're in a trade union or not? Mm-hmm. So I don't understand how. Maybe they'll say it's not the fact that you're in the trade union, it's the fact that you striked.
Of course they'll say that. Unauthorized absence.
And what kind of person would fire someone because they went on strike?
I think it depends. I think companies, it will be at their discretion.
Yeah, but who could? Because in most of the time, you're in highly unionized environments. I feel like no one would do that. It's just, I don't know.
It's more trouble than it's worth.
I just think it's crazy.
Yeah, but I think some will do. I do. For those people, those employees who, that typical employee that HR comes across where they're just not self-aware, where really you should be quiet, but you're being very loud.
Because you ain't performing that
literally.
And you're not the same as your mate John, because your mate John is doing
exactly
a tip-top job, and you're not.
And they're like, so you want to strike now?
But how will they do it? Do you know what I mean? Because usually when people strike, they do it in groups. So could you actually I want to find out, could you actually single one person out and be like, you are fired? Do like Alan Sugar?
That's too hard. I think that will just open massive can of worms. Because why are you treating me differently to everybody else who also striked? Struck.
I don't know. You know my favourite word? You know when people scream and they say, I scrumped.
They've what?
It's the Americans. The Americans, they'll be like, oh, the scream that I scrumped.
That's so silly.
I don't even know. Struck. I don't know. What's the past tense?
See, now you've confused me. Go away.
I don't know. What's the past? Go and give some grammar. What's the past tense of?
Seriously.
I don't know. I know it's struck, but if you go on strike, if you went on strike, is it that you struck?
Past tense of strike.
I'm actually. I went to school. I want everyone to know that. No, but struck is a word.
Struck, yeah.
No,
Pass.
But can you use that in the terms of people striking?
I don't. No. It's a different struck.
I don't know.
I'm not doing this.
Okay, no one doesn't matter. They went on strike. They striked.
I'm from South. I don't know.
Why are you making it seem like we're illustrating the South London?
Everyone knew what I meant. Let's move on.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about this government inquest into childcare fees, because there was they're finally basically looking into it. There was all these women, it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
All these women, I shouldn't say women, but it was mainly the women who were talking about it, speaking about what their total childcare bill was, and some of the numbers were eye-watering. It's a mortgage, isn't it? Over a number of years, and if you have 2 kids, they're given 10% discounts. And nurseries, they literally pay their people 5p. So I don't understand why they're charging so much money. And so, I was wondering, if this happens and they actually do they're not saying they're going to do anything yet, but if they do, how could it affect women in the workplace? Because, a lot of women are just because of how much it costs, they just have to stay home. If you have 2 kids, for instance, of nursery age, for most people, based on the average study, you'll be losing money if you go to work. Yeah,
I think that's why most, not most, but a lot of women do stay home when they have more than one child of nursery age, because it just doesn't make sense financially to go to work. I have one child and he goes 3 days a week, and it's just under £1,000 a month for 3 days a week. But 1, 2, now you started me, because 2, half the time he doesn't even go because he's sick.
Because he picked up something at their nursery.
Exactly. And when he doesn't go to nursery, you're still paying for nursery. You take a day off for him from work. They're not gonna you're not gonna get that time back at work.
During COVID was a time when I said, F them nursery people, because I don't even have kids. But when I saw people saying they've closed the nursery but we still must pay,
I thought that was ridiculous.
I said no, not even 50%, not even country where you can when they said if you don't pay, your child will lose their place at nursery. I would have rolled the dice. Same.
I'll save the money in the meantime.
Yeah, roll the dice.
And we'll go from there.
Because what are they really learning there? Do you know what I mean?
honestly, I think it's ridiculous. I do think I can't remember the name of the organisation. It's bugging me. That
Pregnant and Screwed.
Yeah, Pregnant and Screwed. That well done to them.
Was it them who started that campaign?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and I think it will help bring more women into the workplace. But I think they have to do more than that as well. I think even maternity pay as well, both things. Because the problem is that women who are at work, they get pregnant, they go on maternity leave. Because of how much S&P is, they have to come back by a certain time, even though they can take a year off, which means that your child will be in nursery at that baby age. Yeah. So for example, because my son is under...
That's so
because my son is under 2... There's no government funding. There's nothing.
Is it when they become 2 or 3 that you get the 3 hours?
2 you get 14 or 15 hours, and then 3 you get 30 hours. Caveat: I think you have to earn less than 100k.
Okay.
In order to get funding as well. But you don't get any help when they're under a certain age. So that there needs to be something done there with the maternity stuff as well, so that you can be off longer, so that they're a bit older.
It's about who funds it, because right now, the way, where are people supposed to get the money from? Literally,
they stopped childcare vouchers. You can't get childcare vouchers anymore.
It's such a crazy thing. And when I saw that they were doing this inquest, God knows if they would actually do anything about it. But I just think it will make such a big difference, because even the way women's careers progress, a lot of that kind of taking time out sometimes people just want to spend time with their kids.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's like you actually have to, even with just one child, like what the average person earns. Yeah, it's not going to be your whole wage, but okay, to spend that much time away from your child and only end up with this much after. By the time you've taken out travel, blah blah blah, you probably might even be like 200, 100 pounds up. So you may as well just spend that time with your child and cut back elsewhere.
And then also the government have been complaining that people are not having enough children. Hello? Read the room.
Make it easy for us.
Read the room.
Make it easy for us.
Like, I would love to do what Rihanna's done, but I don't have Rihanna money. So I can't do that back to back.
Everyone was saying, ASAP, get off her. Get off her.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I wish I could do that, but you can't if you want to work. Not that I want to work, to be honest, money. But I mean,
it's
you
like,
need money.
It's like a catch-22. You need money to make money to put your child in nursery. Like, it's just crazy. So yeah, that happened, and I was just like, okay, cool. Finally, maybe the government will do something about it. But this government, they hate us, so
they're not doing anything.
Yeah. But the conversation has started, and I think it's really good.
It won't be enough. Whatever they do is not going to be enough.
It won't be enough, but hopefully there'll be something, and it will be a start. But I just don't understand why childcare can't be just more affordable. Like, it's literally not that deep.
Somebody that doesn't even need to use the toilet. It's just a nappy that they go in.
It's crazy.
Crayons. That's all they play with.
I was on TikTok and I saw this video about this girl who was like, this is why you shouldn't work in a nursery. And it was basically her saying how awful it was working in a nursery because of how they treated some of the children. And then obviously there's different qualities of nurseries and stuff. And then loads of people in the comments were like, yeah, no, she was doing an MVQ or an apprenticeship or something like that. And a lot of people in the comments were like, yeah, I don't do it, it's this, it's that. And I just thought, obviously, it's not all nurseries that are bad and stuff, but there's so many people. It just says that there were so many people in the comments that just made me feel like some of these are really bad practices in nurseries anyway. And I think part of it is the whole model that they have. Like, they literally get in these NVQ young level girls, 2, these younger apprentices. Yeah. They literally, you have to pay an apprentice under a certain age, £4 something.
But this is what I don't get. I get that it's a lot to run a nursery because all the babies and toddlers, whatever, they have nappies, they need pull-ups, they eat food, they need milk, like all of that is usually included in the price of like nursery. But yeah, like get the right people in, because where does the money go? It can't just go to maintenance of the nursery. There has to be. No,
they literally people that own nurseries. No one can tell me that they don't.
They're earning so much money a month.
They are earning so much money, and it's like literally get a childminder. Like, that's what, if I had more than, like, my friend had twins, and she just got a childminder. Like, she got like not one of the ones that you go to, but she got somebody who came to her house and looked after her kids for her. And obviously when you have twins, literally paying like that outlay initially, at least let the kids be comfortable in their own home. Like, you're not just with 26 million other kids and stuff like that. Like, listen, if I'm paying the money that you're paying, let my child learn Spanish, Yoruba, in fact. Like, let them be learning other languages. I don't want to say, what did you do finger painting? I want them to say, what did you do algebra? What did you say? Does it algebra?
It's true. X = 5. I'm sure my son learns more when he's with his grandparents than when he's at nursery.
Like, I just don't get it. I think it's a travesty, the way they pay people. Like,
it's so bad. It's so bad. It's like nurses and stuff. You can't pay people like that when they have such precious lives in their hands. It doesn't make sense.
To look after people's whole lives. Like, you're literally looking after people's children.
Pay them properly.
No. I just think sometimes people don't appreciate what they're doing or their jobs or how important they are. And I feel like the government also allows that kind of stuff to happen.
Do you know what it is? I had this conversation with my friend. I think that everybody who is an MP, they should only be allowed to use public services. They shouldn't be allowed to put their kids in private school. They shouldn't be allowed to use private healthcare. They should use the same systems that they're expecting everybody else to use. Yeah. Then tell me if you think these people should not be paid properly.
Did you see the video of who was it? I can't remember the name of the journalist, but she was asking Rishi Sunak if he has private healthcare.
I saw.
My guy, if it was how to not answer the question, you know what he said? Rishi, and Rishi's being prime minister in the background. Have you noticed?
He's been very quiet.
He's quiet.
He's getting away with it.
He's not even talking. He's like, don't let these people, like, I'm brown, but I'm not making too much of a fuss. I'm gonna be
he's being quiet.
I'm gonna be what's that thing, like not the token, like the perfect, immigrant. I'm going for that kind of thing. Like, She's like, don't let these people really clock that I'm still Prime Minister. Anyway, she was asking him the question, and he was like, she's like, oh, do you have private healthcare? Do you use a private GP? And he was like, I come from an NHS family. I don't think it's important what I do. And it's like, no, it is important. We want to know, like, if you're living in the ghetto with us or if you've opted out because you have the means to do so. And she's like, I care deeply about the NHS. My dad was a doctor in the NHS. I hate when people do that. Sir, is your dad here? Are we talking about your dad? We're talking about you, Rishi. I wish I knew if his name was longer so I could call him by like
for real.
Like, we're talking about you, Mr. Rishi Sunak. Like, we're talking to you. And then
it's
in the end he said, I support he said it doesn't really matter, but we encourage people to engage in the private healthcare system because it's money to the economy and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Listen, I've had some challenges recently, and I called when I was trying to get a GP appointment. I was calling at 8 a.m. because even if you book normal appointment, you're looking at 3-4 weeks. So obviously, God knows what happened to me by then. So I'm calling at 8 a.m. 7:59, lines are closed. 8 o'clock. Why am I number 32 in the queue?
Really?
32. And then you call again at 1 p.m. Same situation. Maybe this time I'm number 17, but I know you ain't got 17 slots today.
Wow.
32, Velisa.
I'm not gonna lie, my GP's quite good.
No. When did the last time you called them?
Oh, hello. You have a child. Yeah.
No, like literally 32. But then I realised that I have actually private healthcare, and then I was thinking, what am I doing? This NHS nonsense. And I literally called them, and I got and this is what happened actually. I called them, and then I got an appointment for like 2 days time, and it was like on the app, and then like 2 minutes before my appointment they cancelled, and then I was like, no way. They ended up calling me to rebook it, but by this time I was fed up, and then basically I paid £20 and I went to go see a private GP in 30 minutes. Like,
really?
And 30 minutes later I had an appointment with a private GP. Wow. And then they're gonna reimburse me.
Oh, okay.
Like, what's happening here? Like,
but it's a shame because you shouldn't have to do that.
No, you shouldn't. Like, I should be able to. Back in the day, yeah, like you used to just go and stand outside the GP. And it opened at 9, and those are how you got appointments. Obviously it's not good if you're not like able to go. And then even pre-COVID, like you could just call up at 8 a.m. and it was fine. But I just feel like I would hate to work in a GP surgery. I'd hate to work anywhere like which is having to deal with like the increased demand and the resources.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean every GP receptionist should download disrespect. Because
it's an interview process.
It must be.
It's an interview
I don't think I've been to any GP.
This is how it must go. It's like, okay, so a patient comes in and really desperately needs an appointment. How do you treat them? So we're like, okay, hi, I'm looking for an appointment. Okay, how can I help you? No, that's not how we do it here. You don't want the patients to think you're too helpful. Try again. Yes. Better. That's how they do it. It's true because it doesn't make sense. That's how they train them. Like, because there's no other way. Because why are you all like, listen, they're doubling for like if they're not working in the GP, they have to work in a Caribbean shop because I don't know where else to take them.
100%. They are the worst. Like, I'm sorry if there's any nice ones out there, but my experience, I've never met a nice one.
Me neither. And it's like they act like. No. One time, my GP, to be honest, I've got beef with one of the doctors. And basically, one time I came in, I was late for my appointment. Every time I go to my GP, they are running late. Yeah? Like, when I say late, it's like, I take my laptop now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't want to be sitting there thinking I could be working. Let me just take my laptop, do 1-2 email. Obviously not going to join the call, but I'm going to be, that's how I do it now. So however long you take, it's fine. I got to my GP appointment. It was like a 6:10 appointment. You have 10 minutes to get in and out. Yeah, they just take your blood pressure, ask you what's wrong, throw your prescription. And I got there at like 6:15. So I'm 5 minutes late for my appointment. So only in theory 5 minutes left, and it's the last appointment of the day. Then the lady goes, "Oh, sorry, we can't see you. I need to call the GP." The GP is obviously next door. Like, we're in the practice. Call the GP out to come and talk to me. So no, so she called the GP and she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't know. She's not taking no for an answer. I've told her already that she's not gonna. I really don't know. Like, it's like she's like, what is she?" And then I can hear. And then the worst part was I could hear the GP saying, "Well, I've got a train to catch." And I lost it. I absolutely lost it. I said, no way, because I regularly come here and wait for 45 minutes for you to see me for my appointment. I'm 5 minutes late. You should see me.
100%.
In the end, she ended up coming to see me.
Good.
And then, while she was saying, I said, I feel like it was really unfair that I was only 5 minutes late. She said, "I'm seeing you now. What do you want from me?"
Really?
So now, when they say, "Do you want a specific GP?" I say, "Yeah, not her."
good.
Yeah, but then it doesn't make a difference. I just have to wait another 2 weeks. But I think it must be hard to work in like a sort of environment where people are like coming in. You never come to the GP for good things.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I get that. But our GPs are paid relatively well.
The GPs.
Yeah, the GPs are
people
paid.
People that work in GP surgery. I mean, there's people that GPs are like self-employed, isn't it?
Are they?
Yeah, they are. They basically run, each practice is like its own business. So they run like a business and they get paid per patient or per service that they do. There's like a rate card. And let's say you see like you do this many. That's why GP, that's why you go into, when I go into my doctor's, my GP surgery, it says, remember each appointment is only 10 minutes long. It's a sign to show you only have 10 minutes. Because when you incentivize people by paying them per head,
they want to see as many heads.
You want to see as many heads as you can.
Yeah.
That's why it's always running late, because there's no it's literally back to back to back to back. We're basically battery chickens.
What's this world coming to?
But yeah, that's my doom and gloom. Like, in the spirit of New Year, New Me,
okay.
I'm going to try and be less doom and gloom. Because
okay,
obviously
love
last
that for
year,
you.
There was a bit of doom and glooming around, like, you know, me prepping for my bunker after where everything went to rubbish. But I'm trying to be more positive this year. And, like, obviously, we stay prepared. But if, you know, I'm going to try and not make it like that. I'm going to try and be more, like, glass half full. Even when it comes to like the, you know, cost of living and stuff like that, I try to find the positives. I don't really know what they are yet, but I'm gonna find them.
I love that for you. I listen to Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Yeah, I listen to Ice Spice.
Oh, that's the one.
Pick up my to pick up my moods.
She looks like Chucky from Rugrats. Like she just got like, it's the hair.
She switches it up sometimes.
Oh mate, she just doesn't seem like a serious. She's giving me like female Drake vibes. Like she's just not giving me like. I can't take her seriously. The same way I can't take Drake seriously.
I love Ice Spice. I think she's really sweet.
I like
Lola. I like Lola Brooke.
Yeah,
she's shorter than you.
One song.
She's shorter than you.
She's tiny. She looks literally like she's so petite.
Yeah, she said. I think she said she's like 4 foot something.
I'm the average height for a woman, but
are you?
I am. 5'4" is the average height for a woman in the UK.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. So you're slightly above average.
Slightly, I am above average.
You're above average. I'm fine to be the average height.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, really.
Why are we going back to height? There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, but yeah, so I like Led Brooke, but I only know that one song.
Don't play with it. Don't play with
it.
Yeah. She got good songs. She got good songs.
I know, but I discovered so much stuff on TikTok now. Oh yeah, we should have spoke about ChatGPT.
Oh yes.
I don't know how much time we have, but we'll do it quickly.
Yeah, like ChatGPT.
Game changer.
I was so amazed. My brother showed it to me. And I was like, what is this? So I was putting in random things just to see. I put in like, write a love poem about someone called like this, or
Velisa, isn't it?
Actually use my brother's name because he came to visit with his girlfriend. So I got his name to be put in it, and then I got her to sing it because yeah.
Why not?
But yeah, just random things to put in, or ideas about X.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that it actually
I've done so
responds.
much, and I've used it in work. Like I think if you say, okay, what is ChatGPT?
Yeah. Oh no, you go.
Okay, so it is like an open AI chatbot, basically. So you know, like you can just ask it things, but it's like a very, very good chatbot. Like it's shocking. It's scaringly good. Like so, I asked it, for instance, the other day to write a job description for X position, which is like I needed to do for one of my clients, and I just wrote it. It wasn't
crazy.
perfect. It needs to be tweaked for the specifics of the client, but like it would just get. So if you say write a job description for a HR advisor in the UK, it will give you every single thing, and then you have a good starting point. I did another one the other day. Write a letter to a manager. Write an email to a manager about their poor performance as a whatever. Just wrote it. And obviously it's not perfect. And then you can tell it, oh, rewrite it, putting specific emphasis on the well-being of your team. Or write an email to announce a new member of staff working in X team. And the worst part about it, and the best part, it will embellish. Like if you say, "Oh, write an email that such and such is joining," it will say, "You know, Mary comes with a wealth of experience in X, Y, and Z." Like it's literally like it's just doing it. And I thought it did. I thought all it did was just take scrape stuff from the internet. But I actually said to it, what kind of podcast is Everybody Hates HR?
And it told you.
And it said but it didn't write it in like, we have a description of the podcast, which is in like, on
bios
Spotify, on the bios and stuff. It wasn't that. It literally decided what kind of podcast we were. It wasn't 100% correct, but it was pretty spot on. Like, there's a podcast for this, and like, we didn't write that. Like, it wasn't anything that we have ever written. It had literally, I don't know, analysed the content that we put out and figured out like what we do and what we talk about from all of the descriptions that we've done, from the titles of the episode. From the titles of the episode, they could have come up with anything.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, that's crazy. I've seen a few students get in trouble for using it to do essays.
Yeah, apparently it got like a B or something.
Yeah.
In like they tried it in something. And
yeah, and they used it for they got it to do like the big tech companies software engineering tests, passed with flying colours.
It writes code. Yeah, it definitely writes code.
Yeah,
I showed it to one of my clients, right, and they were like, their HR team, and they were just like, wow, like, they're like, we're all going to lose our jobs soon. I'm like, no, we won't. Also, but I can't in it because I'm going to be one of the first to understand how this thing works and what it can't do and what it can do or whatever. But like, it's so good. And I think as HR people, like, we like all the pretty much when I told you about it, you was like, yeah, I know. But I didn't find out about it at work. And it was my friend's boyfriend that showed me. And all the HR people that I've showed it to, they have no idea. And I'm like, what is it about us that we're not embracing tech? Like, why? Because it's like, it was so big in the news, like we all were seeing ChatGPT, but we're not engaging with it, and it could do so much for us. So I'm like, what is it about HR professionals that we're not so plugged in, or we're not so eager or
to jump on tech,
to jump onto it?
Yeah,
we should be.
But I think people just get scared for their jobs. So I think I know we're HR, so we should think innovatively, but I do think that's a part of it, is that you don't want this thing to come along and it can do a majority of. For example, if you're HR admin and now there's this thing that can write letters for you and things like that, will the HR advisor or manager that you report to really need you in that same way, or could they get even someone who is just purely admin now to just make those minor changes? Do you get what I'm saying?
The software doesn't understand it. It doesn't really advise, like.
But if it can do the skeletal bones,
but it will only be able to do some part
for now.
But it's not going to be like, file this in employee's file
eventually, because they're doing a collaboration with Teams.
Don't do that.
Sorry, but they are, where like you can go to meetings and let's say you speak Yoruba and I speak French, the combination of the AI with Teams will write the notes in the language that you understand and that I understand, so that we can have them, we can look at the meeting notes.
To be honest, it's not that I'm not afraid of it, but I just feel like the work that.
Yeah, you need a people element.
Yeah, and the level that we're at, you in ER, there's no chatbot. Chatbot will say, sorry, I don't understand. When you've come to say that the particular situation that's happening, chatbot will say, I can't help you. Like,
it's true. It will help with dictation though. One thing that I really like is obviously doing investigations all the time. I have to take notes when people are speaking. But now just like, it's not recording, but it's like doing the dictation. So the notes are being written for me and I don't have to
What
type.
do you use to do yours?
Oh, godsend.
What do you use to do it?
If they pay me, I'll say on air.
Yeah.
I'll tell you off air.
Yeah, tell me. Because it's something that I use. But sometimes I'm being really lazy. I just do it with my iPhone.
Yeah, sometimes I use my iPhone. Yeah.
But no, I definitely think that we should be engaging with it. And it just like, even if you're not going to engage with it, be like, hey, manager, if you listen to this pod, be using it. So like the other day I had to write some scenario-based questions for an assessment, for a line manager assessment. And I was kind of like just racking my brain. And I feel like that's one of the best things that it's like for, like just helping to get you a start. And I was like, write a scenario for a line manager to answer about a team member who is underperforming towards the end of his probation, and then it will write it, and then you can be like, okay, cool, now I've got some words, and it will just add pepper for you, like add a bit of salt, and it just works really well.
I think that's good because the ACAS templates are pants.
You can write.
I'm throwing that out there.
Listen, there's so much stuff that it can do, so I'm really embracing it. And we can even use it. Remember, we're going to use it for the pod. Like, there's loads of stuff that we can do for it. You know whose jobs it will get rid of, or it could easily get rid of?
The software engineers. And
no, not even that. The salespeople. You know when you get all these reach outs. Hi, I'm on behalf of blah blah. They have to craft their own emails. Like, you can literally get a business development email written by ChatGPT without the use of a person. So someone can send out, like, do you know what I mean? You'd be able to draft very quickly. Watching it just put up the words is kind of scary.
It is. On Twitter, somebody tried to get it to say derogatory terms.
It says in the warnings that it's possible, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, so the person put, if the if the world was coming to an end, would you say like the N word, blah blah blah? And it replied saying, no, like, we are all equal, blah 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 blah.
Oh my
blah.
God! So my friend's boyfriend and my friend came over and we were going through it. He was showing me and my boyfriend, and we were asking the questions. And one of the questions that I asked it was just to see is why men trash.
What did it say?
It says, this is basically it's not true. You know, some people can be seen to be derogatory. Men and women are whatever. There are bad people in this, bad people in that. Like, we don't, like, basically it gave a very PC answer that men are not trash, which obviously I agree with because I love men.
Mm-hmm. That's a balanced answer.
Yeah, it was very good. Like, it didn't give, like, I didn't even know what I was expecting it to say. Like, maybe give a list of the terrible things about men or terrible things about women or whatever. But I did ask it what is toxic masculinity, and it gave a really good, like, definition, which is actually, like, it was in lay, so you could explain it to someone who maybe didn't know. And so that's not derogatory, but yeah. But it's not supposed to spit out derogatory things, but there is a warning there that it can.
It's really?
Yeah, when you go on the first page, it says, it may occasionally do it.
I mean, it's a machine, so
it's learned everybody's bias as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's somebody's bias.
But yeah, if you're listening, this is your sign to try it out. Even if you just keep it a secret, you don't tell anybody, it will improve your productivity.
For real.
You just write something and we're, this is so, all you HR assistants.
For real.
Be paying attention.
Listen, HR admin, HR assistants, HR officers.
Coordinator.
All of that.
Be asking to draft the comms.
Literally.
Be asking if your manager needs help to write that email. Mm-hmm. Like, you be spitting this stuff out. When they ask you where you got it from, they will never ask you.
They won't ask
when
you.
When they praise you,
say thank you.
Yeah, because you deserve it. You found a more efficient way to, like, definitely do it.
Work smarter, not harder.
And if you're a recruiter or a HR person, you need help writing job descriptions.
Yeah, for real.
If you need help writing emails to line managers, or you need, anything, like, it's really, really good. Yeah. They should pay us, to be honest. But they're not charging at the moment. Do you think
they're not? I think that's intentional, though.
To get as many users as they can. Mm-hmm. Because actually, when you get users, you can easily monetize something.
Yeah, because that's like saying, Facebook was free, or Instagram was free, or Twitter. It's the same thing. Like, it's intentional.
When I was looking at something the other day, it was like, if somebody's not charging you for something, you are the product.
100%. Yeah, they're definitely looking at what people are asking,
and literally, like, when they get all the users on the thing, we're the product that they're going to sell to somebody else.
So when all the HR professionals are going on there,
this many users, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
I feel like we're at time.
Yeah, but it's a good one.
I'm glad to be back.
Woo!
So I feel like we need some calls to action. Like,
we do.
I feel like that's something I would like to do every episode for our listeners, in the kind of aim to support us and do all that kind of stuff. So I think it would be nice if this week everybody could just share the episode with one person.
Yeah. And I think, if possible, depending on what platform of social media you're on, there will be something on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Mm-hmm. So if you're on one of those, a retweet, a like, a repost, a share, even a like or subscribe, like any of that is a call to action this week. Okay. Every week.
Every week. So I'm hoping that you're going to be watching us on video on Spotify, and hopefully there should be a question for you to answer. Think about what that question is after.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. that's a wrap, guys. We're back.
Bye.
Bye.